Shalom, shalom, Yasharala, Hebrew Israelites of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Once again, I heard the prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great. You know, want to start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Better Hebrew tongues, correct names of the Heavenly Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and GMS. And shalom to sister brothers living this truth. And shalom to brothers and sisters listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Shalom. We come out here today to talk about, Esau about to come out with his, diabolical plan, his global reset, and during that time, it's going to be Jacob's trouble. And during Jacob's trouble, everybody's going to be put in that fire. It's going to be a time of, great tribulation and the beginning of sorrow. But us in the truth, hey, Yahweh Shah got our back. We should not be worried like them of the world because we got protection that was promised us in our book. Let me say, you got the precept, Bob.
Job chapter 5. I'm gonna start at verse 18. For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth, and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, in 7 shall no evil touch thee. Say, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither should thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. All right, we know, that the Lord's elect, whomever be that number, hey, Yahweh Shah is going to protect and provide for in these times. It's like saying the time of famine, the time of destruction. All right, the Lord Yahweh Shah is going to redeem the elect. Verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither should thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation and shall not sin. That's pretty much the point. It's Yahweh Shai is going to be that hedge of protection for the elect. We come in that stead as the hope for elect. But we understand that we ain't gonna be saved by no carnal means. Everything, Yahweh Shai gonna put everybody in a position where either you're gonna have the faith, you're gonna believe that the Lord gonna redeem you, or you're not. And hey, that's what's gonna come to. Yahweh Shai gonna test that faith.
Yep. So we come in the spirit of the Passover, Pesach. You gotta look at the Passover, what it represented. And the Passover represented salvation. It represented being preserved. The Most High saved our nation back then from Pharaoh. He's gonna do it again in this day and age on a whole bigger level. You're gonna have bigger miracles. The strength of our salvation, everybody's gonna be looking crazy, like, why are these men over here good? Like the Aki brought the precept, they said we should laugh at the calamity when it comes. Our forefathers was totally protected during that time, but it's gonna happen again. So we saying, like the Ox said, it's time to keep that faith, have it in there. Yahweh Shah can provide that protection, because Esau Edom is surely gonna come with that destruction. He's angry. He's starting to get free. Jake doing good, coming up. Esau don't like that. Esau trying to keep, his hold on power. He's trying to stay in the rulership, and to do that, he has to do what? You got to take down the nation of Israel. They've always done it. Every 40 or 50 years or so, they cut our numbers down. They got to do it again. They already suddenly did it with that scenario, which a lot of us didn't go for it. So he got to come with that sword. He got to come, hard body. He can't play around no more. Just like Pharaoh got mad when Moses leading us up out of there, what'd he do? He rounded up his cavalry. He came, coming to thrust us through with the sword. Moses had to part that Red Sea, gave us that safe passage, that straight way that's coming again in this day and age. And I got a precept. It's Psalms 37 to 39. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And see, that goes perfectly with Jacob's trouble. We surely gonna be in them times, man. These devils about to cut off the power grid. You know, your electric gonna get cut off, and everything's connected to the electrical grid. That means no water, no gas, and that devil gonna put you in that position so you run to him. And it like that's why you gotta be thankful you're in the house of David. You got this truth, because we know better. But the 2/3, they didn't make that covering of Yahweh Shah. They're gonna run right to that devil, right to that snare, and they're gonna be caught up in it. You know, you're gonna go ahead and tag it. But us, hey, we're not going for it. And so that's gonna anger that devil. Because he's ready for that trap to be laid, and he's looking for a 100% success rate. So when you don't go for it, he's gonna be like, man, why they ain't came to my, my detention center, my FEMA center? Why they still over there? Especially when you look and see Jake burning candles, still got some noodles, still doing good. And they're gonna piss him off. He's gonna call them Alpha Bravo team, they gonna come see about you. With guns drawn, them swords right there. And that's what you're gonna need, that divine protection, that intervention on your side. Nothing corner is gonna deliver us in those times. That's why we gotta look for the salvation of Yahweh Shah. You need that covering. That's why the truth is important. And at that time, you can't lose faith. You can't be faint-hearted, get scared, and be like, oh man, let me go ahead and roll up my sleeve. You can't do that, man. That shows you ain't never been the truth from the get-go. You ain't that gold. You got burnt up in the fire of adversity.
I would say those that consent unto them, they'll be had derision, So
God,
if you consent unto these devils, unto the wicked, then hey, you're gonna be a worst case scenario.
I got a quick one. This is Psalms 41, and start at 1, and it reads, "Blessed is he that considereth the poor. The Lord will deliver him in the time of trouble. The Lord will preserve him and keep him alive, and he shall be blessed upon the earth. And thou wilt not deliver him unto the wiles of his enemies."
You got it out. Ooh, you hear that? He shall not deliver you to the wiles of your enemies. Now that goes for majority of the elect. You got some people that's gonna get martyred, which really ain't no loss in that, because you're gonna rise first during the resurrection. So really, when you got Yahweh Shah as your refuge, it's really a win-win situation. There's nothing this devil can do. Even death can't stop you from getting what you want to receive, the kingdom. And I like that precept I brought out right there. When these devils come for us with their military, he said, I will not deliver you to the wiles of the devil. As I said, you don't know how our salvation is going to go. Like, the standard might get lifted. If you're a brother, you might get your spiritual power. A chariot might come out the sky, blow up Alpha Bravo team. You might even just turn invisible. He might just shut their eyes or blind them with a blinding light. They might get struck with a scourge. Anything can happen. Wild beasts might come out of nowhere and just distract them while you get away. It might be a flock of wolves come out, and distract you so you can make it out. So what we're saying is salvation is coming. That protection is coming. And, everybody's about to get tried right now. We're going to a testing time. I notice, people that's not rooted ground in the truth, they're going to start acting up. Your children might act up. Your partner, whoever you with, might act up. These about to get tested. And people that's not in this truth, they're the first ones going to bug out, because they don't know what's going on. They don't have an idea. So they're going to act totally off the emotions. I notice the emotional vibration on earth right now is fear. Fear and rage. That's what they're having. That's why you got a lot of Jakes putting their old ladies to death, their wives, killing their children, things of that nature. People going to start getting high more often, because they got that anxiety coming, because they don't know how they're going to make it. They don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, like you said all the time. We got the light. That's your house shot. So we know the end game. So we're going to be stable, because we got this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. 2/3 ain't got it. So that right there, if you're around, family 2/3, they're going to bug out. But you can't let that make your faith waver. Your faith cannot waver. You got to stay locked in and trust that Yahweh Shah got your best interest. He's going to guide your path so you can see your Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah, coming.
This is James chapter 1 and verse 12. It says, blessed is the man that endures temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord, Yahweh Shah, has promised to them that love him. All right, so if you promise the Lord, Yahweh Shah, that promise is going to be to you that the Lord Yahweh shall love him. Okay, so if you love the Lord Yahweh shall, you'll be able to keep the laws and that commandments. You'll be able to take heed to His word. Okay, so the Lord is not slack according to His promises. All right, you got it.
God, he gonna guide your feet, man. That lamp right there, guide your path.
Got a quick one. This is Psalms 140:4. It says, "Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purpose to trip up my feet."
Woo! That was right on time. That's the spirit right there. You hear that? To trip up my feet. I just said the Lord is gonna guide our path, man. That lamp, so we can make it through this. But like I said earlier, Esau's looking to trip us up. He's setting them snares and traps. Esau's looking to get you caught up, in a hard position. So when that temptation comes, Esau wants you to choose him. He wants you to come to him for the solution, not turn to your power. How about y'all shot? Esau wants to set himself up as he's God of the earth. He running. He don't want you to go to your power, man. He don't want you to be self-sufficient. That's not what the devil wants. And he's looking to flip us up. He the wicked. Esau is the wicked, man. And he's looking to take our life, looking to, basically make you bow down to him. That's what he wants.
I got a quick one right here for you. I'll just back you up. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. It said, "There hath no temptation taken you, but such as common to you and common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above you are able." Okay, so even Esau, whatever the snare, the trap that he set before you, Yahweh gave you the strength and knowledge to be able to overcome those snares. Okay, and he said, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape. Okay, that ye may be able to bear it. All right, got it out.
And what's the way to escape? By hearkening to the words of Yahweh outside. So I'm gonna get a couple on that real quick. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. "Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you out my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and ye refused, I stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsels, and would none of my reproof. And said, verse 26, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear comes. So, the word's going out, some of the other apostles on that, like my brothers, right? Wisdom's crying, in the place of concourse, on the highways and hedges, the highways and byways, all right? And, through the spirit power, how much outside, we are making it known, hey, this is the times we're in, this is what is to come, thus saith the Bible, and, hey, either you're going to hearken or you're not, but you don't want to hearken to this word. Well, it's like it say again. It say the Lord. Say I will also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. All right, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh upon you. All right, so we don't want to be in that stead where hey, that destruction is coming onto us. We don't. That's why it's very important to use this time that we had now, make the best of it. As I say, make it turn to the Lord. And what's that? Ephesians chapter 5. Walk circumspectly.
Not as fools, but as wise.
Redeeming the time, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Roughly paraphrase,
Yeah, we coming into them evil days, He got to roll out his diabolical plan. He got to cap it on off, And you can't say he ain't doing it. We just seen him run a scenario, where he made the whole world have to participate in that. And that was just phase 1. Phase 2 gonna be worse than that. They getting you got rumors of war kicking up. So you can't say the days are not evil, not coming up. Then you got the famine coming. grocery stores are picked over. So you see the famine coming. Like everything Yahweh shall prophesy in this book will happen is happening. That's why he said measure the time diligently in order to know what season you in. And then you got the prophets out here to let you know where we at. You know, we testing spiritual temperature. We testing like, you know, what time it is. And then we on the watch. We blowing the trumpet. Like, man, hey, Esau coming with the sword. Get ready. This is not the time to be in the spirit of mirth, you know, dancing and making little Hebrew songs and all that nature and celebrating. This is the time to brace for impact and to lock in on this truth.
Yeah, just going off the evil times y'all was talking about. This is a quick one. Hey, this is for the elect right here, man. That's why the Lord said, "Put on therefore as the elect." Because hey, if you putting on as the world, you're gonna get their calamity, man. Like the brother read in that precept before. Hey, the Lord said He gonna laugh when your fear cometh and mock when your fear cometh. Salakia's go. I'm loosely paraphrasing, but this is Psalms 121:7, and it says, "The Lord will protect you from all evil, and He will keep your soul." And that goes into the elect, man. The Lord is gonna protect you from all evil. So when that fire comes, you're gonna get tested. So you're gonna feel some pain. You're gonna hit it, but He's gonna keep you from it. Like the brother quoted earlier, he said, "The Lord gonna make a way for you to escape. Whatever put on you, He's gonna make it to He ain't gonna put more on you than you can bear." Loosely paraphrasing. And that's what that precept is going into. He's gonna keep your soul in that time if you're a part of that elect. Got it out.
I got one real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, start verse 4. It says, "Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say unto him, What doest thou? So whosoever keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing. And a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment." And yeah, the Wadi Habashah, you know, for causing His truth, giving us that discernment of the times, you know, the times we're in, and knowing that, but had an understanding so we are able to understand the judgment that is to come, you know. And it's easy, like hey man, it's gonna be a time like never was, you know what I mean? It's gonna be bad times. And unless you out of that hedge, you have us from outside, man.
I got a quick one to back y'all up. This is Sirach chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. I'm gonna read down to verse 5. And it says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, Yahweh Yahushua, prepare thy soul for temptation." Okay, so that's just like the archaeology brought out earlier. You know, we know that the time of trials and tribulations get ready to come. So we're out here telling you that you need to prepare and be ready and call on your Lord Yahweh Yahushua. Okay, and it said, verse 2, it says, "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in the time of trouble." So whenever those time of trouble come upon you, whenever Esau Edom try to bring their sword upon you, it said to make not haste in the time of trouble. Okay, basically call on your Lord Yahweh Yahushua and be patient because He will deliver you out. He is not slack concerning His promises. Okay, in verse 3, it says, "Cleave unto Him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." Okay, so once all of those calamities come, and then when the Lord Yahweh Yahushua deliver you out of those, that means your faith is going to increase because He proved to you that He kept His promise. Okay, and in verse 4, and it said, "Whatsoever is brought upon you, take Salaka." It said, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state." Okay, be patient. All right, and it said, verse 5, it said, "For gold is tried in the fire, and the acceptable man in the furnace of adversity." Okay, so that fire is symbolic to the trials and tribulations. Okay, so if you hold on to the words of Yahweh Yahushua and keep your trust in the Lord with all thine heart, then that you'll become a acceptable man, and you'll be able to, give your chance, put your life in the chance to make it to the kingdom of heaven.
What is that verse? Turn to the Lord and depart not away.
Yeah, you saying verse
3 is
verse 3. It said, "Cleave unto Him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end."
Yeah, we cleave unto Yahweh outside. You know that's the creator, the power of everything. You know, I mean, you got really have that spiritual understanding that Hey, how shy, the powers of everything, all existence. So there's no other greater power than that right there. And that's gonna be the only power, the only thing that's gonna get us through these times. And real quick, Isaiah 65 verse 13 says, therefore thus saith Yahweh power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So again, hey, the servants of the Lord, whomever elect, whomever is putting on as elect, doing the work, hey, Lord will we a part of that number, but the elect the Lord gonna take care of.
That's beautiful right there that Doctor brought that out right there, because he just broke down the details on how the Lord Yahweh Shah is going to save you out of the time of the trouble that get ready to come on this place, America, aka Babylon the Great. Okay, because he said, behold, my servant shall eat, and you shall be hungry. Those are the non-believers that's going to be hungry. Okay, he said, behold, my servant shall drink, and you shall be thirsty. Okay, Luke, paraphrase. See, so all of those non-believers, they're going to be hungry and they're going to be thirsty. But if you cleave onto Yahweh Shah, he's going to take care of you.
I got a precept to back all that up full circle. This is Isaiah 41:10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy Yahweh. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will hold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. So right there, the Most High basically said, I got your back. I got you. And I like how he said it. He ended off with, I will hold you with the right hand of my righteousness. Who sits at the right hand of Yahweh? That's Yahweh Shah. That's the deliverer. That's the Savior right there. That's what's going to kick all this salvation off right there. Yahweh going to send his son, Yahweh Shah, and Yahweh Shah is going to deliver the hope we elect. He's going to send out the chariots. He's going to send out the power. Hey, it's like Yahweh's like Thanos. He's going to snap the fingers, and everything going to be set in place, man. And Esau Edom is going to get ate up alive.
I got a quick one to back you up. I'm eating in Psalms all day right here. This is Psalms 18 and 17. It says, He will deliver me from my strong enemies and from. He will start over. Psalms 18 and 17. He will deliver me from my strong enemies and from those who hate me, for they were too mighty for me. So, like the brother just said, he's gonna send Yahweh Shah down. Yahweh Shah said he was gonna. He said, wait till he gonna rise to the prey. Yahweh Shah is going to destroy our strong enemies. Who's our strong enemies? That's Esau Edom, who got all this technology, who got these missiles, who got all these things, just putting Jake on hell.
Affliction.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. So you got it out.
Yeah, straight affliction right there. I'm glad you said that. I got a preset that's going to go right with that, man. You said that. Especially, like you said, we eating out of Psalms. Here goes another Psalm. This Psalm 34:19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered him out of them all. They're right there. Hey, the Most High just say, hey, man, whatever you're going through, whatever the problem is, man, I got you. I'm going to deliver you out of all that trouble, And like Kasham was saying earlier, like, this is the power that created everything on earth, the sun, moon, and the stars. You think he can't deliver you from, some humans that he made, and gave them the material to make their stuff? They stuff is low level compared to what Yahweh Shah got, man. There's nothing for him to deliver you out of that. Absolutely nothing at all, And really, it's his pleasure to deliver you out of that. Because Yahweh Shah is ready to show his power on the earth again. And he's ready to show it in a big, major way. He's ready to make people's mouths drop open. Like, how did that person do that? And the people going to get it out of believers. Because we're the only ones worthy to receive the power. Because why? Because we believe. The world doesn't believe. The world is caught up in that delusion of Esau, his technology, they can't even see Yahweh Shah because he has blinded them, with his philosophies, with his technology, they're caught up, only we can. That's why he said, blessed for your eyes for they see and for your ears for they heard. The hope elect is connected to Yahweh Shah. That's why Yahweh Shah said, I am the good shepherd, and it is my pleasure to give my flock the kingdom of heaven. And for us, if you stay doing the work and endure to the end, you deserve it. Ain't nobody else believing but us. So now, hey, the Most High, he's He want to know if you really about it, man. He don't want no lip service, no talk, all that little Christian, plantation Christianity stuff. No, man, he gonna put you in that fire. He gonna see, are you worthy? He gonna put you in the midst of Esau. They do their little mobs, little rallies. You might be setting up with the noose around your neck. They ready to kick the horse out from under you. He want to see, you gonna hang tight, to the end. He want to, y'all about y'all shot just like, what's that, the three holy children? He gonna put you in that fire. He want to see, are you gonna really hold out? Or are you gonna give up? This the greatest judge ever. Ain't no finessing y'all about y'all shot. And that's what I be telling you now. We gotta lock in on our faith, man. We gotta do it now. That way when we in that situation, we know why we in that situation. We'll have the courage to stand against, our enemy. In the face, I'm bold as a lion. Like, Esau, do what you gonna do. I done told you, y'all about your shot got me. Now we gonna see you test the power. That's how we gotta be like, man. Like, devil, try it if you want to.
I got you right here. This is Sirach, going back in the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, believe in him, and he will help thee, order thy way right, and he will trust in him. Okay, and they go back to Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not on thy own understanding. Okay, and it said, ye that fear the Lord, Yahweh Shai, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. And it said, ye that fear the Lord, Yahweh Shai, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, Yahweh Shai, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Verse 10, it said, look at the generation of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shai, was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
God bless y'all.
Hear that, man? That backed it up perfectly right there, man. The Most High base said, hey, whoever done put their faith in the Lord is being, confounded or being forsaken. None.
Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Should their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? They said, God forbid. Yeah, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as is written. Thou that mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Ooh, I got one to back that up too. You still got smoke? I got one to back go right with what you.
I'll get 5 real quick.
Okay.
But if our righteousness commend the righteousness of the Most High, what shall we say? And the Most High is the Most High unrighteous who taketh vengeance. As I speak as a man, and say, Most High forbid. For then how shall the Most High judge the world? For in the truth of the Most High hath more abounded through my lying to glory. Why yet am I also judging the sinner? Well, I just want to say that.
Yeah, so I got one with that person you pulled that's gonna go perfect with that, man. That's the spirit right there. This is 2 Thessalonians 3 and 2. And that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not faith. But the Lord is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil. So, hey, these unbelievers have no effect on Yahweh Shai, man. They're nothing but missile, pestilence. Like, they're made an example of why we're supposed to be locked in on this faith, man. They're going to go perish and go by the wayside. Yahweh Shai is not dealing with them on this side right now because what? They lack faith. They don't believe. If you don't have faith, you ain't got the oil to get your engine going to even be worthy of, getting salvation or getting delivered. First, that's what I said. You got to be a faithful servant. You got to be like Yahweh Shai, like Yahweh Shai. He was totally locked in with Yahweh. We got to be the same way. We don't care if the 2/3 what they believe. No, I don't care what they do. Pretty much, it's the time to be holy and separate. You shouldn't be around 2/3 too much right now. They're going to bug out. They're going to act a fool. And, you're going to see, they're going to be like reprobates, man. They're about to get that reprobate spirit. And that just shows they are unworthy. But us, we're supposed to have that faith, man. Because Yahweh Shai said, I am faithful. That's why he said, I shall establish you and keep you from the evil. That's him showing that power. That's him showing you, like, man, here's your reward for believing in me. And like you wrote the precept earlier, looking at our forefathers back then, you know, he delivered them. Why not us? That's the same power.
Now that you said that, I want to read that verse 7 again. This is Sirach 2:7. He said, "Ye that fear the Lord, Yahweh Yahushua, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall." Okay, lest ye fall is talking about those people that didn't have no faith in the Lord Yahweh Yahushua. Those are the people. Those are the 2/3 mindset. And then when you go to verse 10, jump down to verse 10, it says, "Look at the generation of old." You got to look at King David when he fought against Goliath. Okay, look at the 3 holy ships. Look at Daniel. That's what he's talking about when he said, "Look at the generation of old." Read those stories, okay? Because those are the people that was not confounded when they called on the Lord Yahweh Yahushua when they was afflicted.
King David was always praying, always asking for help of the Lord. I got another one just to prove it. This is Psalms 12, 64 and 2. This is King David. He said, "Hide me from the secret counsels of the evildoers." Hey, man, who's the evildoers, man? That's Esau, Edom now. Hey, and who did King David have in subjection? He had Esau, Edom, and all these other nations in subjection until you know, what ultimately happened. But finishing it off, this reading it, I'm going to just start it over again. Psalm 64 and 2. It says, "Hide me from the secret counsels of evildoers, from the tumult of those who do iniquity." And that's Esau, Edom to a T, man. You got it out.
And I got it real quick just to back you up with that one, man, because when King David was praying to the Lord, what was he doing? He was calling on his name as well, too. So this is Proverbs 18 and 10. It said, "The name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous run into it, and it's safe." Okay, so when I brought out that the Lord, when King David was praying to the Lord, he said, "Hide me from the secret counsel." Okay, then that's what he was doing. He was calling on the Lord Yahweh Yahushua. He knew that name was going to hide him, and he was going to keep him in his protection.
That's why name is part of the doctrine. Name is very important, you know, regardless of what these other camps might say. That's part of the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven was getting the name back. That's part of you coming back to your heritage first, getting back the name. That's what got beat out of our ancestors when they got put in slavery.
That's just another clear example of who the wicked, who the devil is. Because you know what? Hey, Esau, he pulled out the names. You know, took the names away. You know, out of the Bible. All right, you know what I mean?
They got wicked camps telling our people that you don't even need the name. Got Pastor Pork Chop hollering the wrong name, clinging to the, you know, the name that they gave. You know.
Yeah, but he showed it. He showed the hypocrisy of the law, because then you got these other camps, you know, saying, you know, you call the Lord whatever, but don't call our leaders outside of His name. You know what I mean?
And that's a big hypocrisy, right?
Yeah,
I never thought about that. Right? You call Nate something else, and they get mad. But you call the Most High whatever you want.
They should get mad.
What they say, you can call the Most High Yo Play Yogurt.
God.
That's what I mean. I seen the little group down here, and I was like something. I said Bishop Nang, the dude was like Bishop Nathaniel. And then I asked him about the names of the Lord, and he said, "Oh, you call the Lord whatever." But I was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they say they ain't got it.
They all on that one script, though, you know. But hey, that's
man worship.
At the end of the day,
Exactly.
you know,
I was just thinking that too, man.
that's how Yahweh Shai got set up, you know. But I got one real quick. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. I'll start verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brother, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service, and be not conformed to this world. All right, and again, how do you conform to this world? All right, by going along with the ways of this world. All right, and like it say right here, it says, "But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." And how we renew in that process, renewing our mind by coming back into the ways of Yahweh Shai, hearkening to the words, all right, of the scriptures. They say that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. All right.
And for edification purpose, I want to get the definition of the word conform. The Greek word for conform is the meaning of it to conform oneself, one mind, and character to another pattern. Okay, so that's the edification verse. So when he said, "Be not conformed to this world," and basically saying, "Do not conform do not conform your mind and character to another pattern. Don't conform your mind to the patterns of this world." Okay, so that's just for edification purpose. All right, and then he said transform. So when he said transform, basically transform is basically immerse your mind into to the ways of the heavenly Father, to the words of the heavenly Father. If you read the book of Psalm 119 and 9, it says, "How can a young man please his own way?" Okay, he said, "By taking heed thereunto thy word." All right, so when he said, "Be not conformed to the world and transform your mind," that's what he means, getting into the scripture.
I got one to back both of y'all up. This is gonna go right in hand. This 1 John 4:4. Ye are of Yahweh, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. You know? So hey, that shows you how about Shah is greater than whatever, you got in this world that Esau done conjured up. You know, about Shah is heavenly and spiritual. Esau is earthly and carnal. Everything he got is low grade compared to what our power got.
I want to back that up real quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 31 said, "And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passes away."
Right. This world about to go away because Esau's the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of that follow. So that's why when I read the precept earlier, hey, you can't conform to this world. You got to forsake this world. And like the Most High said, he said, because we got Yahweh shall shine us, that's the kingdom of heaven already in us. Heaven is truth. He said that right there is greater than what's in the world. It's greater than what Esau got. That's why Esau is trying to shut this truth off so much. Because once you got it and you got the understanding of it, hey, he lost one. There's nothing he can do now. Even death, even if he put you to death, he can't stop you from receiving the kingdom of heaven. It's over with. You know?
I want to back you up. This is Jeremiah 1:19. They will fight against you, but they will not overcome you. For I am with you to deliver you, declares the Lord.
Ooh, you hear that? Hey, he will fight for you. And like you said, like I preached, they went praying and had I read earlier. When you got Yahweh shall shine, you're going to overcome this devil. Everything you got, this truth, supersedes everything he got. You know? Because this stuff is low level. Like I said, his kingdom is falling apart because it was low level from the get-go. Because he a fool. He doesn't have wisdom. He don't know how to rule. That's why his kingdom's been destroyed. And why would you, like his kingdom right now, like the Titanic. Why would you be on the Titanic when you have a shot to put you on the lifeboat?
All Esau good at is just creating a distraction, illusion. Through his enchantments, it's like, hey man,
and that's the destruction. Like Warlock, man, he ain't nothing but a wizard. He got the enchantments.
That's like, hey, we was all in the world at one point in time, but it's just, man, the water how much we got shy at, we come up out of it,
And that's because the spirit in him is greater than this world, man. That shows we got the spirit of Yahweh shall shine us. And after a while, we was thirsting for him. And when you thirst for Yahweh shall shine, you gonna automatically come out the world because you ain't gonna like the world because it's not of his covenant. You're gonna look at it with like a side eye, like, man, this is a wicked ass backwards ass kingdom. It's like for my French, but I mean, you just see stuff like what the, you just can't roll with it, man. It's like it don't fit you.
Just like that precept about earlier that said, "Be not conformed to this world." And that's where you have the 2/3. They're conforming to the ways of this world, to the ways of the wicked. They don't say hand joined in hand. The wicked should not be unpunished.
That word conform goes into being, following the pattern, because that's what the Esau, because that's like the alcohol would bring out. The 2/3 are natural born followers, so they're gonna follow the patterns of this world. Okay, but the true hopeful elect, they're gonna come out of this world, and then when all of these people that follow the ways of this world, they're gonna afflict you because you're out of this world. They like you don't belong here, so they're gonna treat you like you don't belong here.
You ain't following the masses. You ain't keeping up with Joneses. It really makes them feel bad. When you doing righteousness, it makes them look at their wickedness like a murder. Then they be like, man, maybe I shouldn't have did that sodomy. Right. Maybe I shouldn't have kissed on that dude. He did right, he good, but I done did this, and now I need drugs to sustain myself. Dang, he did right. He don't need drugs to be right, man. Then they get mad because you did right. It's like crabs in the bucket. Right. They want to pull you down to their level. Like
Esau, he's removed from the power of Yahweh. Therefore, being the devil that he is, hey, he trying to get everybody else removed from that power.
And he got the 2/3. They done drunk their juice. It was nasty. They made a bad decision. Us, we putting on righteousness. We stable, we cool. And they see us and they get angry because they know they made a bad decision. When they're in the group amongst themselves, they feel good. Like everybody does. Everybody smell like boo-boo. Y'all done did some sodomy. Exactly. So I'm cool with it.
Because you can't judge me, I can't judge you. That's
exactly. Yeah. But when a dude come through and he ain't partaking in that, he ain't did that, now I feel some type of way.
And that's just like the scripture said, because you can't judge somebody if you ain't got yourself together. You can read Matthew chapter 7 on that. Okay, but all of those wickedness, those 2/3, they can't tell nobody to get right when they ain't right within themselves. So they would rather be, they comfort them. The ways of the world, they bring their comfort to them.
They're home in sickness.
Yeah.
They love sickness. Like pigs being in
mud.
Flock pile,
Hey, what there's a scripture that talks about that when a pig, you watch a pig off, and then they go right back to the mud and get all muddy again. You can't really that shit.
Because they belong in it. That's how they conform to it. They accepted that. We didn't accept that, So we like a lion looking all majestic, cleaned up, and they see that, and they feel bad, man.
A lion having his hair combed.
Yeah, he's walking through looking majestic, and they looking like, I'm all muddy, like, and they look at you like, how dare you?
Right.
Be looking all magnificent and in your glory, and I'm over here all dirty. So then they try to convince you to come in the mud. You tell them, hey, my Lord said not to. Then they go deliver you up to whoever, in power. Like, hey,
I want to say that Brother Herbert, the wicked are reserved until that day of judgment.
I
got a quick one right here too, because I read a precept that's similar, but because he said, my son is not come to serve the Lord, prepare our soul for temptation, because these are the things that we expecting. So when we follow the ways of Yahweh Shai, we expect all of these things to happen to us. Okay, so therefore this is First Peter chapter 1 and verse 6. It said, wherein ye greatly rejoice. Okay, so when we being afflicted by this world, we should rejoice because we know that we're going down the right path. And it says, though now for a season, if need be, ye are inhabiting it through manifold temptation. Okay, manifold temptation. That means temptation on top of temptation. Okay, and Yahweh said it himself. Okay, he said, if the world hated you, just know that it hated me first. Okay, Luke, you paraphrase. All right, verse 7. And it said that the trials of your faith being much more precious than of the gold that perish, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at appearing of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Okay, so when we get to the trials and we get out of there, okay, we're gonna have it just like the scripture said. He said, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearance of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Okay, so when Yahweh Shai get here, we might be found with that glory. We might be found clean unto him. We might be found acceptable unto Yahweh Shai. Yeah, I got it.
I got one kind of to go with that to kind of say it. You kind of been going what we've been saying. This Proverbs 2 and 11. Discretion shall preserve thee. Understanding shall keep thee. To deliver thee from the way of evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things.
Hey,
so that's like you go ahead and bring it up.
You said discretion shall preserve thee right here. That makes you taking heed unto the words of Yahweh Shai. Okay, because another precept to go into that, what discretion means is being 1 Peter 5 and 8, and being sober, being vigilant, because the devil, your adversary. So when you have discretion, you know who the devil is, you know what type of trap that the devil get ready to place upon you. Okay, so it's going to preserve you. Okay, so when it says the devil, your adversary, as a roaring lion, walking about seeking whom he may devour, you know what that devil get ready to do. So you're able to walk away from it. You're able to avoid the pitfalls of that. There's another precept to go hand in hand with that, where he said, the prudent man shall foresee the evil come, and he hides himself. But the simple is passed on in our perish. Okay, so the simple-minded people are the 2/3 that's not going to pay attention to that enemy. They're not going to look too. They're going to continue on with the ways of the world and disregard what the enemy is doing. Okay, they're going to sit here and go along with the mandate, just a lot of them 2/3 did. All right?
They don't want to go through that straight and narrow way.
Yep.
You know, like some of the elder apostles on down, like my brothers, hey, we in that straight and narrow path. Chanting down the fall battle on the grave. Making known the prophecies, what is going to pass. Just
guys.
Read that precept again. That was a point in there I wanted to touch on.
Scripture shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, the man that speaketh forward things.
It says, speak of forward things, man. So they're going to be talking all kind of shit, turning people against you. I got a precept to go with it. This is Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment shall be condemned. This is the heritage of the saints of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. You got it out.
And that was fire. That's a lot of fun, precept right there. They said, hey, no tongue. What they say against you, you locked in Yahweh Shah, that stuff gonna fall by the wayside. Because Yahweh Shah said, my righteousness shall preserve thee. So us being righteous, been locked in on this, man. We ain't gonna worry about, like we were saying earlier, what these devils got to say, what the 2/3 got to say, or trying to tarnish our character, or he doing this, he doing that, or turn us in.
Demonization of us.
Yeah, decriminalization, demoralizing us, basically throwing down our character, man.
Yeah.
This for righteousness' sake.
I got a perfect one.
God, man.
Because this is what it amounts to right here. Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. The words of Yahushua say, for there shall arise false Christs, or false anointed, and false prophets, and shall show great signs of wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. The key words, if it were possible. All right, so you're going to have an elect, the Most High, elected Yahweh Shai, that are not going to be deceived through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. There's nothing these devils can do that's going to work for the elect. Hey, Lord Will, we are that hopeful number. Lord Will, Yahweh Shai give us the strength to endure until the end. But
And the reason why we're not going to be deceived is because we are taking heed to this knowledge. We're taking heed to this truth. And I got a precept that back up what the Octa said, because they're gonna talk a lot of shit. Just like the Octa said, they're gonna talk a lot of shit just to try to bring us down.
Bring us. I got one to go perfect what Sean brought out. The reason why we're not going to be deceived is because of 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. So that goes to the precept brought out earlier. We have understanding and we got discretion. That's they say they're gonna preserve thee. We know what this devil about to do. Therefore, we're not gonna fall for his snare. We see him setting the trap. So I'm gonna fall in the trap and I see the devil setting the trap. Plus, Yahweh Shah said you was gonna set it. So we're gonna navigate right around that through the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shah. That's want to say that quick point.
I got it's two of them. I'm gonna loosely paraphrase one of them. There's one in Proverbs, but it says, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Okay, and they that love it shall pull that up. All right, I think it's death and life, but loosely paraphrase. I know that's in Proverbs, but I want to go into the details of the power of the tongue. This is James chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, even so, the tongue is a little member, and it boasts great things. Behold, how great a matter and little fire can kindle. So that little tongue is talking about the ways of the media, okay, how the media preserve, the so-called black man, how they always putting the black man on, they have the game bangers, prostitution, and so on and so forth. It started with that little tongue that's spreading of the woman, okay? And then it said verse 6, and it said, in the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity, and iniquity is full of sin, okay? And it says, so is the tongue among our members, that it defiled the whole body. Okay, so that goes into that peer pressure that defiled the whole body. Like if you have a friend that might be trying to entice you to get some drugs or something like that, if you're like, hey man, it's only a one-time thing or something like that, but they speaking to you with that forked tongue. That's what the media does as well. Okay, and it said, and it's set on the fire, the course of nations, it is set on the fire of hell. Okay, so that tongue whether it be good or evil, it can lead you to the destruction. Whether if it's evil, somebody speaking to you with a forked tongue, or it can bring you positivity to your life. But you got to be able to make discretion, just like the argument brought out earlier. You got to be able to discern between what's good and evil. You got to.
And to do that, you gotta have what? You gotta have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You gotta have these scriptures so you can know what's acceptable to Yahweh Shai, what's not acceptable to Yahweh Shai. This devil out here, he finessing. He basically he trying to say what's that? Bitter for good.
Yeah.
He trying to say wickedness is good. It's okay. You can do that.
Right.
It ain't bad.
Woe to him that called good evil and good for good.
And so Esau Edom is the wicked man, because he the one pushing it. This is his agenda he pushing. You got the LGBT stuff going out real strong right now. They're trying to make that righteousness. But you can't make that right.
And then the crazy thing is the power of the tongue, where they got that media where the gas prices is rising up right now. So they're trying to blame that on Putin. But in actuality, if you do your research, we only get 3 to 4% of the gas that's from Russia. So there's no reason for the gas prices to go up high. So all that ain't gonna do nothing but bring a lot of more crime over here in the street, as it is. I had a customer on the route that got her on my route. They got her gas stolen out of her vehicle while she was at work. So that's another thing.
I heard they were doing that.
Yeah, they doing that. All because of the power of the tongue. They're trying to blame. They switching the narrative.
Trying to put everybody in a hard situation.
Exactly.
So you choose Esau.
Yep. And it always start with the power of the tongue right there.
And here's I got one.
Righteous agree.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully setting them to do evil. Just because you have shine reaching out and touching everybody for all their wicked acts, and everybody gets falling after the ways of Esau, falling after the ways of the world, but hey, Yahweh Shai, hey, you're going to bring forth that judgment in the time, acceptable.
See, the remnant is keeping that righteousness. There's still decency here. That's what got this devil pissed off, because he does not have to sway over the entire world. There's still a remnant here that's keeping the laws and commandments, keeping the righteousness of Yahweh Shai. So his spirit is still here. It's here through the elect. That's why he's going to seek to try to destroy the elect. But this is Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy Yahweh, it is he that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. So we got to stay locked in on our power right there, Yahweh Shai, that he has our back. And you can see that already. He done blessed us with his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That right there in itself is power. Because the whole world drunk off the Babylon juice. How we wake up? Why we ain't drunk off of it? That's power right there. We ain't got no means of influence. We ain't got no economic power, no seat on no UN seat. We here lowly and the poor and meek. But yet here we are able to withstand the wiles of the devil through the word of Yahweh Shai. So his word is that powerful. So imagine when he flexes that power through the physical. He physically put the power in brothers, giving that spiritual power to establish the laws and commandments right here on earth, which is going to happen. That's Obadiah, I want to say 1:21, when the saviors come down to judge Mount Esau. Because Esau, hey, we're at the end. It's Esau's last call for alcohol. This devil done. This whole system done. This economy through. This little finesse system is through. Propaganda is through. The truth is having its way now. It's whooping this devil. All this stuff is failing. Infrastructure going down. Bridges collapsing. That's his system right there. This mother's falling just like ancient Rome. So all we got to do is stand fast, be bold as a lion, and declare this righteousness, man. And look at this devil like I dare you to touch him. Because he said in Luke's paraphrase, he said, touch not my prophets, or do my prophets no harm.
Touch not my anointed.
Touch not my anointed, my prophets no harm. Like, hey, we flexing on this devil now. Like, hey, they say the narrative is not with us. We got the truth. We narrating this Bible. He ain't got it no more. Everybody can see he a liar. You even got heathens calling him out. You got his women calling him out. That's when you know you done. When your women turn on us, turn on you, you done. Used to be our women was against us. Now we got women coming into the truth, getting in order. That right, that's power. Because they can go be a harlot. Everything be given to them. They forsake, they want to be righteous. So hey, we got the winning seat. The devil's done. Esau is done. So-called white man is done. He's at his end. You know, righteousness is now about to have his way. Yahweh Shai is on his way. Yahweh Shai on the way. All we gotta do is hang on. We at the tail end of it.
Hebrews chapter 3, verse 12. Take heed, brethren, lest there be any of you lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief and departing from the living power. So, you know, we're taking heed to ourselves, you know, and building up our faith, you know, and it's all a gift to Yahweh Shai. But in the times we're gonna come into the tribulation, hey, that's gonna you know, then you're gonna have to you know, stand firm in the belief of Yahweh Shai, you know, in these promises, in these words. All right.
This is Matthew chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 26. It said, "Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known." Okay, so all of these things, so Esau is being made bare. Okay, and now eventually, since nobody is going along with that lying narrative that he puts out in the media, he got to bring forth that sword. So Yahweh Shai said, "Fear them not." Okay, and in verse 27, "What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetop." Okay, in verse 28, fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Okay, so they're telling the difference between Esau and Edom. He's nothing but a man. All he has power to do is to kill the body. But we're telling you to don't fear him. Fear Yahweh Shai, because he has the power to kill both body and soul. Okay, so it's much more better to fear Yahweh Shai, because he can take you out of this world, but he can also bring you right back. Okay, it reads Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 39 when he said, "I killed and I make alive, and I healed and I wound." Okay, all right. So you know all of those things. That's why we should fear the Lord, the Heavenly Father, the Most High, and not man. Okay, because he's the ultimate power. He's the one. He created all of this. All right, y'all got it.
I got one real quick to back that up. Isaiah 45, verse 7 say, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." You know, the Lord Yahweh Shai, I control everything. You know.
Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna back it up even further right here. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 39. It says, "See now that I, even I, am He, and there's no God with me." Okay, so that goes with all of these other gospel that's preaching, you know, the so-called Jesus Christ and all of that. There's only one power, and that's Yahweh, and His name is Yahweh. Okay, and he said, "I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal, and neither there is anything that can deliver out of my hand." So Yahweh Shai is able to keep a promise. So he can't nobody keep him from having and making and breaking that promise. Okay.
This is Psalms 91. I'm gonna just read down until it don't fit no more. Let's see. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snares of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and thy buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor from the arrows that flieth by day. And we already know what them arrows are. That's them nuclear missiles. I could have broke down the whole thing, but I'm just getting points. Nor from the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor from the destruction that waits at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thy eyes should thou behold and see the words of the wicked. Because because he hath made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation. Thou shalt not no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For thou shalt give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy way. Thou shalt bear thee up in thy hand, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lions and adders, and the young lions and dragons shalt thou trample underfoot. Because he has set his love upon me, I will deliver him and set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. From long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. And that just broke down the whole lesson that we just did, man.
Straight protection, man. Can't get no plainer than that right there, man. That's covering all grounds right there. You know, so.
Oh, that's the thing to add is like most people in this world living, make a gain in the worldly sense. You know, hey, we through the spirit power of Rashad, we come to the conclusion that hey, through the Lord, hey, we're gonna keep afloat, but we focusing on that hereafter. Lord willing, we can part of hope for number.
Yeah, that's what the scripture said. Store your treasures in heaven, not on this earth.
With another preacher, I just thought about the whole duty of man is to fear the Most High and keep His commandments. That's the whole point right there, man. We are here to serve the Lord Yahweh Yahweh, nothing else.
Because we're looking for the kingdom. We're looking to be in the kingdom. We're not looking to be in this world. Right? This world is filthy. That's why He said, "Arise and depart." For
this is not your rest.
This is not our rest, man. It is polluted. We're looking for a clean, righteous, harmonious kingdom, which comes with Yahweh Shah. So we're looking past this place. That's why we're not conforming. We're conforming to the kingdom that's to come. We getting ready for what's to come. We're in preparation. That's why this book is really this to prepare you for what's to come. Preserve you, feed you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, give you the directions, the government. That's the government right here. I said we know the new rules in the kingdom. So we getting ready for that. We're not going to perish with this place. This place about to go.
It's just all temporal,
Exactly.
And it should be hard for you to see that, man. Like all of the ways of this world, it only leads to death, man. You got the drugs, the ABC, that alphabet agenda, that don't bring forth life. Yeah, just think about the ways of Yahweh Yahweh that bring forth life. The ways of this world that bring forth death. Abortion, all of that.
Broken homes.
Right.
Gas line running underneath the house. You know what I mean?
All of that. GMO food, all of that.
Ain't nothing but that, man. Hey, it's a blessing just to be able to survive each day, but
and that lets you know through all of that filthiness, Yahweh Yahweh is preserving His elect right there, man. Through all of that filthiness. If you really think about it, with all of the filthiness going on in this world, I mean, we shouldn't even be alive today, man.
There's more ways to die now than in the ancient world. That's what Esau did. He invented more ways of death.
Somebody got the valley of the shadow of death here.
Exactly.
God, it's better than that. You can't put it no plainer than that. So, with that being said, hope it's been edifying. We give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadai.
Kwam
Yasharala, Baba, baby.
Shalom,
Kwam Yasharala.
They keep the faith. Shalom to all the Akim and Aqua from the comment board. Shalom.